He stood in front of the tall crystalline door, trying to control his breathing. The palace of the Luminara kingdom was larger than any human building he had ever seen. Its walls shimmered like living glass, shifting colors with every step he took. He felt small, but also strangely excited. After all, he had been invited here by someone important, someone powerful, someone beautiful. He repeated the words in his mind, hoping he would not embarrass himself. 5 days earlier, he had saved a group of Luminara scouts from a drifting energy storm. He did not think it was a big deal. He had only pulled them onto his ship and shielded them until the storm passed, but the story had spread faster than he expected. Now the Queen wanted to meet him. He tried to look calm as the door opened. A long hall stretched forward, bright with soft blue light. Floating lamps hung in the air like slow, glowing birds. At the far end of the hall stood the throne, carved from a single piece of radiant stone, and on that throne sat the Queen. She was taller than him, with luminous skin that seemed to carry stars beneath the surface. Her hair flowed like liquid silver. Her eyes, bright and steady, carried a strength that made the air feel heavier. Yet when she looked at him, he felt his chest tighten. He stepped forward. His voice came out before he could stop it. "Hey, gorgeous Queen," he said. The words slipped out with an energy he had not meant to show. The sound echoed through the hall like a tiny alarm. For a moment, he considered running. He felt heat crawl up his neck. The Queen's eyes widened. She leaned back slightly on her throne, one eyebrow lifting. Her voice rang across the hall, sharp but not harsh. "Careful with that tone, human." His heart skipped as if someone had pressed pause on the universe. He swallowed, wishing he could restart the entire day. He tried to form a proper greeting, but his brain had frozen. Respected Queen," he said, correcting himself too late. A small sound came from the side of the room. One of the royal attendants bit back a smile. The Queen did not smile, but her eyes changed. A quiet sparkle appeared there. "You speak boldly," she said. "Most humans arrive shaking. You arrive with compliments." He rubbed the back of his neck. "It came out wrong. I didn't plan it. That much is clear." But her voice was warmer now. The room felt less intimidating. She rose from the throne and stepped down the glowing stairs. Every movement she made seemed designed by some perfect pattern. When she stood in front of him, he felt the distance between their worlds shrink. She studied him, not in a judging way, but in a curious one. "You helped my scouts," she said. "They said you treated them with care and patience. They told me you spoke to them kindly, even while guiding your ship through unstable space." He nodded. "Anyone would have done it." "No," she said. "Not anyone. Many would have left them. You did not." He blinked. Her words surprised him. He had not expected thanks. He had expected formality, maybe ceremony. Instead, she spoke to him like someone trying to understand him. She gestured toward the balcony. "Walk with me." He followed her through an archway of crystal. Outside, the balcony overlooked the entire Luminara city. Towers of glowing stone rose like mountains of light. Soft lines of energy connected them in the sky. Ships drifted through the air, shaped like smooth silver leaves. "It is beautiful," he said. She nodded. "It is our home. We do our best to protect it." He rested his hands on the railing. "You must have a lot to guard. Your kingdom is huge." "It is," she said, then looked at him with a calm expression. "And we face many challenges. But you already know that." He nodded slowly. It was no secret that several star systems had grown tense over the past year. Old agreements were failing. Some regions blamed humans for expanding too fast. Others blamed the Luminara for being too powerful. The galaxy was not peaceful, but most leaders avoided open conflict. I wanted to thank you in person, the Queen said. Not only for saving my scouts. There is something else. He turned to her. What is it? She studied his face, as if searching for something she could trust. Your species is known for something unusual. Humans adapt faster than almost any other people. You survive in places where others would fail. And when faced with change, you adjust rather than collapse. Many leaders underestimate you. I do not. He blinked again. He had never heard a Luminara speak about humans like that. Most aliens think we are unpredictable. You are, she said. But unpredictability is not weakness. It is potential. Her words warmed his chest. Not because she praised humans, but because she meant it. These were not diplomatic lines. She said them with honesty. He leaned on the railing again. The air around them shimmered with soft light. So why invite me here? There are ambassadors stronger than me, smarter than me, better trained. She walked a few steps, then turned to him. That is true. And yet, none of them have what you showed that day. You could have ignored my scouts. Instead, you risked your own ship to protect strangers. You acted with instinct, not calculation. He felt his ears warm. It wasn't a big deal. It was to them. He looked away, but not because he was embarrassed. Something about her gaze made his heartbeat do strange things. He tried to loosen his shoulders. So, he said carefully, "What do you need from me?" She stepped closer. "I want to understand your people better. I want someone honest to speak with me. Someone who does not hide behind perfect manners or rehearsed words." His mouth felt dry. "That sounds like you want me to be some sort of advisor." "Not exactly," she said. "Then what?" She held his gaze. "I want you to be a bridge. A bridge. Yes, someone who can connect our two worlds. Someone who can speak freely without fear of offense. Someone whose honesty is strong enough to help us avoid future mistakes." He stared at her. "You think I can do that?" "I would not have invited you here if I did not." He took a long breath. The responsibility sounded heavy, but not in a bad way. More like an opportunity he never imagined. "I can try," he said. "Trying is enough," she replied. "Effort is often more valuable than mastery." For a moment, they simply stood there, watching the bright city below. Then she asked, "Why did you call me gorgeous?" He froze. His brain malfunctioned again. "I didn't mean to disrespect you. I did not ask because I was offended. I asked because it sounded sincere." He almost choked. "Well, I mean, you are. I just shouldn't have said it like that." "A queen hears many titles," she said. "Gorgeous is not one of them." She looked away, almost shy. He wondered if he imagined it. It felt impossible for someone so powerful to be shy. Yet the subtle shift in her expression made him think he was not wrong. He cleared his throat. "If it helps, I can pretend that never happened." "Do not," she said. "Honesty is rare. I value it." He nodded slowly. Something in her voice made his heart jump again. Not fear this time. Something warmer. They walked along the balcony, discussing simple things. She asked him about human food, human music, human stories. He asked her about Luminara traditions, Luminara art, Luminara beliefs. Their conversation flowed in a natural rhythm. At times she laughed softly. At times he felt brave enough to speak without worry. When they returned inside the hall, she stood near the stairs of her throne. "You will stay as my guest," she said. "I want us to continue our talks." He hesitated. "Will your council agree? They do not choose my guests." He nodded. "Then I will stay?" The queen stepped closer, her voice lower. "One more thing." "Yes." She looked him directly in the eyes. "Do not call me gorgeous in front of the council." He tried not to smile. Understood. But, she added, softer now, if we are alone, I do not mind. His heart skipped again. He hoped she did not notice. She probably did. Later that night, he stood in the guest chamber the attendants had prepared for him. It was larger than his entire ship. The walls glowed like moonlit water. A quiet breeze moved through the room, even though there were no windows. The bed felt like a cloud when he sat on it. He leaned back and stared at the ceiling. The day replayed in his mind. He had spoken to a queen. He had walked with her. He had made her almost smile. And she had asked him to stay. He tried to convince himself that his heart was only racing because he felt honored, not because her presence had done something he could not explain. But the thought of her voice saying, "I do not mind," when they were alone made him press a hand to his chest. The air seemed thinner. The next morning, he met her again. She was waiting in the council chamber, but the council was not present. The room was circular, with tall pillars of glowing stone. She stood near the center, hands folded. "Good morning," she said. His voice cracked slightly. "Good morning. Are you ready for your first task?" she asked. "I think so." She pointed to a hovering table filled with small glowing spheres. "These hold questions submitted by my scholars. They want to understand human life from your point of view. Your task is to answer honestly." He walked to the table. "All of them." "One by one," she said. "We will go through them together." They spent hours answering questions. Some were simple, like what humans like to eat. Some were deep, like how humans dealt with fear. Some made him laugh. Some made her tilt her head thoughtfully. The more they talked, the more relaxed he felt. At one point, she asked a question that was not from the scholars. "Why do humans care so much about connection?" she asked. He thought for a moment. "Because without connection, humans feel lost. We like knowing we matter to someone." She nodded slowly. "The Luminara have similar feelings, though we expire.